happened. The city seemed to stop breathing. A bright winter morning, a marble staircase glazed with sunlight, and a woman in a navy skirt suit misstepping on the top step, pitching forward, arms flailing, eyes wide before she hit the ground. A man appeared from nowhere, dropping everything in his hands to catch her. The sound of her gasp echoed through the corporate lobby, followed by stunned silence. People turned. The massive glass doors reflected it all, her shock, his trembling breath, and a heartbeat suspended between two strangers who had no idea how this single moment would change everything. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories where good hearts meet in unexpected moments, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Touch of Kindness. Your support helps these stories reach more souls who need them. Nen. His name was Rowan Kessler, a 38-year-old single dad carrying a canvas bag filled with job applications printed on recycled paper because he couldn't afford new ink. He hadn't planned to be anywhere near this part of the city, but the grocery store had overcharged him the night before, leaving him short on rent by a painful margin. He woke up early, skipped breakfast so his daughter could have an extra slice of toast, and took the long route through downtown, hoping to catch someone hiring for day labor. He had no idea he was about to walk straight into the headquarters of Sterling Vale Industries, one of the most powerful firms in the city. And then the woman he caught was Talia Armitage, 41, the newly appointed CEO, polished, self-possessed, known for her discipline and poise. But the morning had dealt her blows she hadn't revealed to anyone. An early meeting that had gone terribly wrong, a headline about her leadership being questioned, and the weight of proving herself in a company where many believed she didn't belong. She had rushed down the stairs, ankle twisted slightly inward, too distracted to notice the cleaner's invisible. Her professional walls cracked. She clutched Rowan's forearms, breath shaking. He steadied her gently, his rough carpenter hands surprisingly warm. She straightened her suit jacket, flushed with embarrassment, and he stepped back, ready to slip into anonymous life again. But fate had other plans. As Rowan retrieved the papers, head dropped during the catch. A gust of wind from the revolving door scattered them like startled birds. They flew across the polished floor, under chairs, even near the security desk. Then Talia watched him kneel, quietly scrambling to gather the crumpled sheets. Something tugged at her, something she hadn't felt in years. Compassion, curiosity, gratitude so deep it softened her chest. She crouched beside him. That alone shocked her staff watching from the He didn't meet her eyes at first, too focused on retrieving each application like it was fragile glass. But when he finally did lift his gaze, the sincerity in his expression struck her harder than the fall ever could. She asked him if the papers were important. He nodded. He didn't mention he was behind on rent. He didn't mention he was raising a daughter alone. But she noticed the worn shoes, the exhaustion around his eyes, the quiet dignity he tried to hide behind a polite nod. And maybe that was why she said something wildly impulsive for a CEO running late: "N come with me /N/Nin. She didn't explain. He didn't ask. They walked through the vast lobby, light filtering through towering windows, reflecting off marble floors. Employees whispered, executives blinked. The elevator doors opened, and they stepped inside together. /N/N. Rowan felt wildly out of place. He held his bag tight against his chest as the elevator rose. When it opened onto the executive floor, he almost turned back. Glass walls, gold accents, minimalist art, everything looked expensive enough that he feared brushing against something and owing a month's salary. Talia guided him into her office, a serene space overlooking the city, flooded with daylight. Sunlight edged the room like a halo, and she offered him water. He refused. She insisted. He gave in. Finally, she asked the question she'd been holding since the staircase: "And are you looking for work?" Rowan's throat tightened. He nodded. He explained briefly, very briefly, about losing his job 3 months earlier due to budget cuts, about taking whatever work he could find, about needing something stable for his daughter's sake. He didn't mention her name, but he didn't need to. The tenderness in his voice said enough. Then Talia looked at his applications again. His handwriting was neat, almost old school. His experience varied, nothing impressive by corporate standards, yet every word breathed sincerity and effort. She asked him to wait outside her office for a moment. He did. Her assistant glanced at him with a mix of confusion and curiosity, but no hostility. NN. Inside, Talia dialed HR.N. She didn't mention the fall. She didn't mention the catch. She asked a simple question, :/Nen, do we still need someone for the facilities support role? They did. She returned and told Rowan there was an open position. Stable pay, reasonable hours, benefits. His eyes widened. His breath caught. He stared at her not like a man being offered charity, but one being handed oxygen after drowning underwater. He accepted immediately. And that was how their story began. The next weeks shifted everything. Then Rowan's presence in the building became quietly known. He fixed jammed doors, repaired loose tiles, replaced ceiling lights, even helped an intern assemble a desk that arrived with no instructions. His work was reliable, careful and thoughtful. Most people barely acknowledged him beyond polite nods. But Talia? She noticed everything. She noticed the way he treated everyone, security guards, receptionists, delivery drivers, with the same respect he'd give an executive. She noticed the way he never complained, even when tasks were difficult. And she noticed the small moments, like when he handed a lost visitor a cup of water while she waited, or helped an elderly vendor carry boxes she shouldn't have lifted. But what caught her heart, slowly, almost invisibly, was the day she saw him through her office window in the courtyard, kneeling beside a small girl with curls bouncing around her face. His daughter, Nola Kessler, 6 years old, shy and bright-eyed. She'd come to the building because her school had dismissed early and Rowan had no one else to watch her. He apologized profusely to Talia when she passed them in the hallway, but Nola peeked out from behind his leg with such innocence that even Talia's strict schedule crumbled. She bent down and introduced herself gently. And Nola smiled at her, a small, cautious smile that seemed to melt something inside the CEO. After that, small interactions became steps of an unexpected journey. At times Talia saw them during lunch breaks outside, Rowan sharing his sandwich with Nola pointing excitedly at pigeons or flowers or passing clouds. Sometimes she saw Rowan helping staff members in ways that weren't part of his job. And sometimes, when she walked through the lower floors unannounced, she caught quiet conversations between employees praising Rowan's kindness. And then, something began to bloom quietly inside her chest. Not romance at first, something gentler, deeper, respect, admiration, a warmth she had never expected in her meticulously structured life. Then came the day everything changed. A power outage struck the building in the early afternoon. Unexpected, brief but chaotic. Alarms buzzed, lights flickered, elevators halted. In the middle of it, one of the large floor-to-ceiling glass panels in the atrium cracked from pressure fluctuation, sending long spiderweb fractures through the glass. NN employees panicked. Some shouted. A few ran. And Rowan ran toward the danger. He ushered people back, guided frightened interns away, and barely avoided a falling shard by pulling a young accountant to safety. And Talia arrived moments later, heart pounding, heels echoing like gunshots. The moment she saw Rowan,